is known as the Golden State, due to the bridge and to the sunshine that occurs. The governor would be a Republican, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. You probably know him from The Terminator. He's a famous actor. The senators are Barbara Boxer, who's a Democrat, and Dianne Feinstein, who is also a Democrat. The state motto would be Eureka, and you probably all have said that when you've had a good idea. And this was established when the gold was found, the discovery of gold was found in Sierra Nevada. The rank of personal income would be 12th in the country. The rank of unemployment would be 13th. And the rank of violent crime is 11th in the country. Some interesting facts would relate to no vehicle without a driver may exceed over 60 miles per hour. I find that kind of funny because there's no driver and you need a car. You need a driver in the car when that occurs. And the General Sherman tree is the largest tree in the world. It's located in Sequoia National Park. It weighs over 6,000 tons and has 102 circumference, so that's pretty large. You can almost put your car through it. Death Valley, which is 282 feet below sea level, and Mount Whitney, which is 14,490 feet above sea level, are the highest and lowest points in the continental U.S., and they have, and it's pretty odd because they're 100 miles away from one another rather than from coast to coast. And Joanne Woodward receives the first Hollywood star in 1960 in the Hall of Fame. Joanne Spiney was only mayor for 10 minutes, and he's known to be, reputed to be the most corrupt politician in Fresno County of California, which is pretty pathetic if you ask me. Points of interest. You have the San Diego Zoo and Sequoia National Park, which I believe. Those are some monkey noises coming from the zoo. And the Sequoia National Park is has the tallest and heaviest trees in the world. Some of them are about 2,000 years old, so it took them a long time to get to the point that they're at now. And the San Diego Zoo, which I have been before, it's a great zoo. It's the largest zoo in the country, has excellent expeditions with spectacular animal shows and previews over hundreds and hundreds of animals worldwide. This would be the UCLA Bruin. They are known to have the bear as their mascot. The team name is UCL Bruins. Some historical facts. It was founded in 1881 and then moved in 1914 to its current campus now. It was known as the LA City College School and the LA Public Library, which is where the normal school taught teachers how to teach. That took place in 1882. Then you have in 1933, UCLA was permitted a master's degree. And then following in 1936, they were permitted doctorate degrees against the resistance of Berkeley College. Some notable alumnus would be Francis Ford Coppola. And he was a producer, a screenwriter, and a filmmaker. And he began making movies when he was 10 because he was bedridden with polio. And so that allowed him to use his imagination. You might have known him in, he made The Godfather, The Apocalypse, and The Conversation. Then you have Dianne Feinstein, who I mentioned before is a Democrat. That's her sign because she looks a little stressed. She was born San Francisco, California, and she attended, I believe, Stanford University. Her previous job was California's Women Board of Terms and Parole from 1960 to 1966. Following that, she was first elected in 1922. And she advocates for gun control, and she votes yes on tobacco. And she has given the grade for the GOA an F-, so she is very against it. Then this is the article I chose. The California court backs gay marriage, and there's some controversy that follows through this. The state decides to legalize, but there were many issues involving Utah and the LDS Church. They believe that if you're responsible and you're in a committed relationship, you're allowed to have children, and sexual orientation should not matter as long as you are fully responsible. The LDS Church states that family is a basic unit of society because they believe a marriage between man and woman is ordained by God. Utah won't recognize a marriage from another state because it might a legal challenge may occur throughout the process if people are moving into the state, and they just believe it might promote confusion. Now, I believe the social and the religious, socialists and religious people want a constitution amendment on the ballot in November to ban marriage forever. But, that's a lot of controversy within that because a lot of gay individuals do live in California because of this law. And Alcatraz Island would be the slide that I have chosen. It has many dangerous prisoners from 1934 to 1963, and Alcatraz Island is located off the coast of San Francisco. And some of the prisoners they housed was Al Scarface Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly. In November 1969, Indians protested and occupied it for over 19 months because they wanted land of their own, things that happened in the past. And this is the longest time they ever occupied the island. They did it for days, and it didn't work out then. It was the first lighthouse on the Pacific coast. And the famous criminals I mentioned before, Al Capone, Scarface, and George Machine Gun Kelly. It now harbors nesting birds throughout the season, and why they do that, they don't know. It's just the science of nature. But it also, the birds right there, and during those times of nesting season, it limits access to the island for visitors to see because they don't want to disturb due to the nature of it. And that would be an example of the jail cell. This is the jail right over here. The birds, and the island's not that big. It's actually quite small, and I believe during times of war it was a stop for guns and for the Navy. This is a beautiful landscape of the vast ocean across California. And I chose California because of the diversity and the people and the nature between the parks that they have and the beaches that occur. You have best of both worlds. The natural aspect, you got the General Sherman tree, which is great, and you have the woodsy area and you have the beaches. I want to become familiar because I'm planning to possibly move out there for the Gemological Institute of America, and I'm going to be visiting it next spring. So I want to think of different areas I can visit along the week. And you constantly hear about stories on the news between the economy and the celebrities out there. It's just a good way to find out, in depth what's going on. And it's a really beautiful state all in all, and has a lot of diversity. And that would be my presentation.